everyone. Welcome to our rivalry week edition of Friday Football Fever. The regular season coming to a close with the Panthers looking to stay perfect in district. The Wolves hoping to upset that bid, plus our Players and Band of the Week awards. But first, a pair of Laredo squads finishing off their seasons with nothing but pride on the line. Cigaro coming into this one without a district win. Martin without a victory on the season of any kind. Despite that, these two rivals chomping at the bit to get on the field and try to finish the season on a strong note. Opening drive, Cigaro looking like they're going to do just that. Jakob Lozano, 25 yards out, knifing through the defense. Then a little Halloween Michael Myers-esque stare at the defense, make it 7-0 Toros. Well, after a Martin fumble gives the ball back to Cigaro, the first snap, Julio Garcia going to make the turnover pay off. No one in red going to get the junior. He's in from 42 yards out. Just like that, the Toros scoring a pair of touchdowns in the first 5.5 minutes to go 14-0. Well, the Tigers need to get some positive momentum going 4th and 9 deep in the Toros territory. Dominic Valadez over the middle connecting with Alan Garza. We're going to move those chains. It's 1st and goal. Martin will start the second quarter. Big number 57, Juan Gamas blowing up the blocker, reaching around with one arm to make the tackle for a loss, dropping the Tigers back a few yards. But the very next snap, Valadez going to look into the flat, finding Ruben Ojeda, the senior, in his last game, getting into the end zone. Just like that, the lead cut in half, and the Tigers with a little bit of momentum. It's not going to stay that way for long, though. Cigaro grinding out a drive, punctuated here by Lethan Solis on the keeper, finding his way in from about 5 yards out. The Toros, they go for 2 and get it. This one doesn't get any closer than that. The guys in white and blue score twice more in the third quarter, on the way to a 43-14 final, capping off the season in a style. Over to the Sac United South, trying to close out a perfect district season. LBJ trying to spoil that party for their rivals. First quarter already 14-0 Panthers. LBJ needing to get some momentum, finding the big tight end, Miguel Jimenez moving the chains, keeping the drive alive. On the same drive, the Wolves facing 3rd and 11 now. Raul Cantu, he's going to look to the air. Nobody open. He's going to tug it and run. He needed 12. He gets 13. Yeah, we're moving those sticks one more time, and the Wolves trying to get it to pay off. They're going to. Cantu dropping back this time, finding Asiel Roblar for the 11-yard pitch and catch, fitting it into that tight window. LBJ on the scoreboard. But on the ensuing drive, or should I say, the ensuing play, that's all it would take for the Panthers to respond. Brandon Benavides off the left side, gets the sideline. He is gone. 78 yards to the house. Just like that, South back up by 2 scores. The Panther defense after that going to start to go into Punisher mode. They would swarm the Wolves all night long, stifling the offense as United South doesn't give up another score. They roll to a 49-7 win, completing just their 2nd ever perfect district season, while LBJ finishes up 2-8 overall on the year. We're just getting going here on Fever. When we get back, time to check in on our out-of-town teams, including Hebronville, finishing off the regular season. Stay with us. The Fever will be right back.
It's time for Friday Football Fever!
All right, Toros, we're back with more Fever. It's been another successful season for the guys in Hebronville. Tonight, they look to end the regular season, taking on Santa Rosa. The Longhorns, win or lose, going into the playoffs as the number 2 seed from the district. Second drive of the game for the home team, grinding out. Who else capping off? Brandon Salazar from a few yards out, getting Hebronville on the board. The PAT is good. Make it a 7-0 lead for the home team. Well, Santa Rosa on the move, looking to punch this one in. They're going to go to the air, but throw it back across the body late. Benny Cadena with the interception at the goal line. He's got blockers in front. Looks like it might be a 100-yard pick six, but finally going to be pushed out of bounds about the 20-yard line. Hebronville, though, in business for another score in the very first snap. They're going to go to the air themselves. Eric Perez hooking up with Sammy Cadena in the corner of the end zone. The PAT on this one, no good, but still, it's a 13-0 lead for the guys in black and gold. Early in the 4th quarter, Perez looking like he's going to keep it himself, instead finding Eden Perez, the sophomore, doing the rest of the work, turning on the Jets. He's untouched for 6 more. This one never really in doubt. The Longhorns go for 2 and get it. They win it 27-0 over Santa Rosa. Again, they go in as the number 2 seed from their district. Checking our out-of-town scoreboard at last check. St. Augustine finishing up their season tonight against New Braunfels Christian Academy. The Knights looking for their first win of the season. They're down 4 at the half. We'll try to get a score on this one before we go off the air. over in Hidalgo. Zapata and Hidalgo. This one just went final. The Hawks fall by 3, 38-35 in a great game over there. That means Zapata will be the number 4 seed out of their district going into the playoffs. And over in Sabinal, how about Bruni? They double up the Yellow Jackets 40-20 tonight with the win. The Badgers, they will be the number 2 seed out of their district. Again, we got the playoffs getting ready to get started up next week. We're not done here with Friday Football Fever just yet. We still have our Player and Band of the Week awards to hand out, plus checking our playoff scenarios. That's all when we get back. It's that time of the show where we get to take a step back and honor the best of the best from last weekend with our Player of the Week. On this Friday night, we head over to Alexander, where Gael Rodriguez was key in getting the Bulldogs past LBJ. The sophomore running back tore up the turf at the student activity complex, running for 263 yards and a pair of touchdowns. His coach was excited to see Rodriguez break out with a monster game, while the young man himself just remains humble and praising his teammates.
I need, of course, to thank my O-line, the coaches, the receivers for blocking, or just teaching me and everything. I couldn't have done it without them.
Obviously, he's done a great job, you know, these last two years. You know, last week against LPJ, he had a breakout game. You know, broke some really big ones. You know, got us started early in the game, and I think we ended up our whole team just built from that.
Congratulations again to Rodriguez and all the Bulldogs on this honor. We've got one more Player of the Week award to hand out. That'll be next Friday. Tune in to see who brings it home. Of course, it's not all about the players, but the cheerleaders, dance teams, and bands all making Friday nights fun. And tonight we want to honor the Mighty Toros as our Band of the Week. The Toros are a little over 100 members strong this season, and that didn't stop them from shining bright. Cigaro earned straight ones at the recent UIL competition, earning a trip to the area showcase. In addition to that, the Toros took their show called Together Again on the road with their drum major, Claudio Herrera, winning first place along the way. Congrats to Cigaro on a great fall season and for entertaining their crowds all fall long. Before we get out of here, time to crown our latest King of the Mountain winner for the second week in a row. The honor goes to Javier Rodriguez from United South after he made his jump cut in to score in a massive game against Eagle Pass a couple weeks ago. The Panthers once again came out in droves for their man, casting over 1,000 votes over the past 48 hours to give their guy the victory. Be sure to tune in later this week. We give away our top play from this weekend and see if it can take down Rodriguez and the Panthers. Well, the fun got started last night. The Bulldogs and Longhorns kicking us off, a game that's always highly anticipated when the schedule comes out. A playoff spot on the line, and this one is both teams coming into the night without having their position locked up. The opening drive, United making quick work of this one. A couple of Alexander penalties helping out. Then Frank Soto in for 6, make it 7-0 Longhorns. Well, Alexander's first crack on offense, they're going to come with a monster play of their own. Gerardo Ambrula finding Ben Puig, the senior, then going to cut all the way across the field into the clear. He is in, 48 yards for the score. Just like that, we are all knotted up at 7. Well, after the Longhorns offense stalls out the Bulldogs in the red zone, getting a little tricky. They go with the dual handoff, faking myself out. Back to Rambula for the score. Alexander jumped out in front, 14-7. United would fumble the ball back to Alexander. They've got all the momentum. The Bulldogs a golden opportunity facing 4th and long, and the ball snapped too high. It's a fumble. Andy Toro's going to come up with it, the scoop, and score. Just like that, momentum shifts back to the guys in orange as we are all tied at 14. On the ensuing drive, Alexander backed up in their own end. They're going to try to go to the air. Check out this play. David Sanchez, a great concentration, bats it up to himself, then comes down with the interception. Looks like United could take complete control of this one, but they're going to hand it right back. The tipped ball off the receiver's hands. Dylan Etheridge right there for the pick. Just like that, Alexander, they've got some life. And the Bulldogs, they would turn their interception into points. Gael Rodriguez going to cap off the drive, punching the ball in the end zone just like that. It's a 21-14 Bulldog lead at half. The second 24 minutes doesn't give us as many fireworks as United comes out. They score 2 third-quarter touchdowns and then hold off Alexander down the stretch for a 28-21 victory. With that, United goes in as the number 2 seed from the Division I playoffs out of the district. Again, United South, with their win a couple weeks against Eagle Pass, they lock up the number 1 spot out of the district. Hebronville winning tonight. They will be the number 2 team, as well as Bruni. They will be the number 2 team out of their district. The last one, Zapata, they will be the 4th seed out of District 15 4A. So we've got the playoffs starting up next week. We already know United South will be at home taking on San Antonio Harlan. We'll see how that one shakes out. We do want to pass along one final score in volleyball. United, our last team left in the playoffs. They were in the area round tonight. They go down to Roma in a neutral site game. They top Los Fresnos, sweeping away the Falcons. So United, they're moving on to the 3rd round of that game happening early next week. Well, that's going to do it for us here on our rivalry edition of Friday Football Fever. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you back here next Friday night.